Hello, my name is Kim Sauer at SMTAI in Chicago. I'm joined today by Mark Brawley from Speedprint. Mark, thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us. On your stand with a nice printer behind us. So let's talk a little bit about what you've got on show, what's possibly new.
Okay, so the SP710 is what we have on the stand here, and it may look similar from the other shows on the outside, but on the inside it is quite a bit different. We've integrated a new control system in there, which is new boards, some software, and some motors, and that's allowed us to do some various things. Number one, increase the speed or decrease the speed just about half, down to a 6-second cycle time. So we're being pushed for more speed, ironically, in our marketplace, and that wasn't the case not too long ago. So we have more horsepower coming out in the placement side of things, and that's putting the pressure back on the printer. So we've had to address that, and that's one of the things that we have on this machine this week.
So what's driving that switch from to speed? What is it? Particular markets that are driving that, or is it just applications that people are using?
Well, applications specifically about LED boards, so they tend to not have a tremendous amount of placements on there, so they move through the placement pretty quick, and therefore, again, that gets pushed back on us. So that's one of the primary drivers for the speed. Mm-hmm. But we have other automotive guys that tend to want to produce more boards in a shorter period of time, and that's what drives us for that enhancement. And one of the byproducts of that is that we've been able to improve the accuracy of our advanced dispense unit. So we now have an ADU Plus, what we call it, which is quite a bit enhanced the positional accuracy to 100 micron. So now we can not only dispense dots, but we also dispense lines as well. And far more accurately. So now we can get into different applications with different materials. We also use it as a prototyping tool, and now that gives us more flexibility to handle smaller components with that improved accuracy. So those are the two core things that we've presented this week at this show.
Mm-hmm. And miniaturization is actually a key buzzword or a key trend that everybody's talking about. So the whole manufacturing line, as you will, needs to be able to cope with that, and obviously the printer being at the beginning, it must have quite a few challenges that come up through having high density boards with a lot smaller parts on it. Right.
So we still have no problem aligning with the finest components. So much of that is in the stencil technology in terms of moving the material through onto the board. So, but we have no problem aligning with any technology that's available out today. That's in practical use.
Yeah. So very briefly about the market here, because we're in Chicago, we're in the Midwest, and really people have been talking about the Americas and the trends that are going on in the Americas. What, in your view, is the what's the marketplace? What is it demanding, and how do you view it?
Well, we have a lot of small tier 2, tier 3 companies in this particular area in the Midwest, and they're driven by value. So it's features and the price are kind of the key drivers. And I don't see that really changing. As I mentioned, there are some changes in speed that are being pushed upon us, but still people are really looking at that value, and that's where we really excel in terms of the ownership costs, in terms of the features that we provide on the printer for the price. Mm-hmm. So really it's still looking into value. I don't really care what everybody else says, but that's what people are looking to pay as little as they possibly can and get the most out of their money. So, and that's where really Speedprint excels.
Yeah. What about the trend of this reshoring? There must be maybe a growing market in not just the tier 1, but also the smaller producers, because it seems as though a lot of the manufacturing is coming back to the United States.
We've seen a number of those examples, and several of those have come to us and said, hey, we need to go faster. And so we've seen evidence of that now, even here in the Midwest, and some of the smaller communities. Actually, people are bringing product back from offshore, and that's great news for us. Because that was quite the opposite years ago.
Yeah, absolutely. Because everybody was going east at the time, weren't they?
That's right.
Regardless of whether it made sense or not.
That's right.
But I think that what you mentioned, it's the cost aspect that is bringing them back to the market here.
Well, yes, maybe it's not all correct. It's cracked up to be when you move everything over to Asia. There may be some hidden costs there that weren't realized. And so, hey, we welcome the business back here in North America, that's for sure.
So finally, a little bit of a view forward into the future. Where do you see the market going, and what have you got to react to those trends?
Well, we have Apex coming up, and we're going to be introducing a number of other enhancements to the platform. We see people wanting to build larger and larger boards, so that's one of the areas we intend to address. But we have some of those features coming out at Apex in February of 2015.
That's coming up sooner than we think, I think.
Very quick,
yeah,
yes.
Absolutely. So I look forward to seeing you there. Thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us today, and good luck with the rest of the show.
Thanks very much, Kim. Appreciate
Thank you.
it.